Presentation, you'll see their life from their point of view. And if you've ever wondered what they're really like, here's your chance to find out.
It is indeed, and there's really never been anything like it. For 12 months, Charles and Diana allowed cameras to watch them and follow them. And watching the result is like being a fly on the wall. This TV diary has just been shown in England. It was produced by ITN, and it's narrated by Alistair Burnett, one of the deans of British television. Here then, in private, in public, the Prince and Princess of Wales.
When you're the Prince of Wales, it helps in getting to work to have a decent-sized garden for a helicopter pad. When the Queen's flight arrives to take the Prince to an engagement, his sons want a closer look once the rotor blades have stopped. Prince William sounds disappointed when it's not his father's usual pilot, Commander Barry Kirby.
I know. Where's Barry then?
But he still wants to climb on board.
Yes.
Shall I?
He's been here before.
Come on.
Come on. You ready, big boy? Come on then. Hold it tight. I have you. Oops. Don't touch your head.
Are your shoes clean? Yes.
In the cabin, I think. Ready? Whoa! I have you. Okay? I have you. There you are, Harry.
It's an affectionate family under perpetual public scrutiny. But nobody knew for months about the bruise on Prince Harry's nose caused by a small collision with a table.
They're not going to go there.
Airspeed. There we go. Right?
All safe and sound on the ground.
Quick, you guys pop them, quick. Kiss them goodbye. How are you going to be?
You've been in.
All been in.
And you? Gosh. Future helicopter pilot. Without a doubt. See you later.
The helicopter will come back later, so the princess can join the prince for a concert in the evening. But now the prince's working day is about to begin in one of the more troubled inner-city areas of Britain. The riots in Handsworth in Birmingham in August last year killed 2 people. There was $10 million worth of damage. After the tidying up, the area got more aid. The Prince's charities helped with grants for community transport, pop groups, and young people's clubs. He found a local black disc jockey had remembered that.
And the man don't just talk, the man do really care. He's the caring prince. He is a modern-day thinker, taking the time out to visit us, our multi-ethnic community here in the Midlands. Everyone will want to meet and touch Prince Charles while he's visiting in Birmingham. I understand security's got to be pretty stiff today, but I can tell you there's no need for security where Prince Charles is concerned. He's protected by the community, especially the ethnic community.
You're the man, you're the man. You are the man. You are the man. You are the man.
More black support in a tough part of southeast London. The pubs are not off limits to the prince.
What are you mending?
Yeah.
Too many people kicking it, I suppose. You're going to be able to do it by tonight. Are you in for a drink, Robert?
Yeah, not really.
Is it the lunchtime? Break.
Going round the country, he can't talk politics, but he can campaign for more help for small businesses. His tactics are usually small-scale, persistent, personal. He talks of the importance of doing your own thing. His encouragement occasionally produces a kindness in return, or is the brooch for the princess.
Really kind. Very much admired. Very, very kind. You made it recently?
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Do you in your hat? Okay.
I haven't got much room left.
You got much room, you know. Look, very good.
Buckingham Palace is the base for their household, the senior administrative staff, though the prince himself doesn't have a desk there. It's been computerized in the past year, but the secretaries, called lady clerks, still keep the stamps for charity. The Assistant Private Secretary, David Roycroft, takes a first look at the invitations and compresses the accumulation of causes and duties and preferences into a rough timetable of what can be fitted in. Then, twice a year, the household meets to go through the next 6 months of engagements. It's done at home base in the dining room at Kensington Palace, with the breakfast cleared away and Prince William on his way to school. One of the main points of this meeting is to decide which of the prince's events the princess will go to as well. Then she'll plan her own timetable. There's one delicate problem. The princess is patron of the Royal Academy of Music. The prince is patron of the rival Royal College of Music. So will she be going to his college's centenary reception?
Oh, yes.
Reception? The Royal College of Music? You were the other day, didn't you?
Well,
Once the engagements have been decided, the royal diary is prepared on a word processor, including details of royal tours where everything has to go like clockwork. Sergeant Ron Lewis ensures that the cases, hat boxes and packages are safely stowed away for the trip to Australia and America. As baggage master, he takes particular care of the cabinets with the princess's dresses. Sergeant Lewis also looks after the passports. The prince's mother may be the Queen of Australia too, but he still needs a visa to enter the country. The flight from London to Melbourne was the longest the prince and princess had made together. After 23 hours, the plane had still only got as far as a refueling stop at Fiji. While the household and Fijian officials made sure all went according to plan, the princess rubbed away the sleep of nearly a day of darkness. The prince had a chance to stretch his legs on the edge of the runway as the plane was readied for the next stage to Melbourne. Back in the air, a surprise birthday treat for the prince's valet, Ken Stronach. And everyone joined in.
where's it going? Is there anything here?
I don't know.
God bless you. Thought of you as well.
Ken had a confession to make. The princess let her sweet tooth defy any diet. On royal flights, the priority is to be casual and comfortable. Time to relax with the aides, detectives, and lady clerks, who, behind the scenes, run the royal machine that was about to go into top gear.
We were flying Melbourne and landing into the north.
Want your jacket?
We hope you all enjoyed your trip with 33 Squadron over the last 24 plus hours.
There were ceremonial swords to be polished by the Prince's Australian equerry, Commander Brian Robertson. Finally, after 11,620 miles, Melbourne. The Princess was ready and waiting. The Prince thought he'd spied some familiar faces among the press corps. And he and the Princess could check the receiving line, who were checking on how to address them. After 33 hours in a plane, anyone would want the tour underway. But not so fast. It was a royal flight, but the Australian pest control officer showed no mercy.
We're off. off. We're off.
I've just got to go and say goodbye to the group. I'm exhausted, double drunk. Right. Good luck.
Thanks, I'm gonna need it.
And after a day and a half flying, a moment to say goodbye and thank you.
No room.
You that first.
Australia matters a lot to the Prince, and now 12 days there had begun. Dawn on Melbourne Cup Day, the biggest thing in the Australian racing and social calendar. Only springtime showers threatened the big day. The royal breakfast was made by the butler, Harold Brown. Breakfast wouldn't be a proper breakfast without him. On this morning, it was the kitchens of Government House, Melbourne. Cereals and tea, and a rose, and today, quite a walk. At home, Harold is also an intermediary with the outside world, taking calls, passing on messages. Ken Stronach packs, presses and brushes the Prince's clothes. Evelyn Dagley looks after the Princess's hats, dresses and shoes. Part of her duty is to pass on details for the press of what the Princess is wearing.
Hello, could I speak to Evelyn Dagley, please, the Princess of Wales's dresser? Yes, it's Killoran McGrigor of the Princess of Wales's press office. Morning, Evelyn. It's Killoran.
Oh, morning,
Hello. Can you tell me what Her Royal Highness is wearing today?
It's a suit. It has a black, slim-fitting skirt and a white jacket gathered onto the left hip with a black shawl collar. A straw hat with a black crown and a wide white brim. Black accessories.
All these tanks have been got off Moscow. A strong smell of mothballs is going to be today, I think. We don't have to.
The traditional buttonhole for Melbourne Cup Day is a yellow rose, and the hostess at Government House, Lady Young, had organised some for the royal team. But the Prince had his own idea.
We introduced a buttonhole of the traditional colour of the day to everybody else would like.
What's the traditional colour?
It's the yellow rose, and I think that the
I like
rest
being
people
different.
Roger. Good, that's fine. Good, that's fine.
I don't bowl. I thought this was very nice.
Yeah, just my headband around your forehead.
At Flemington Park Racecourse, all who were well-dressed in Australia wanted to be seen, along with those who were overdressed and those who were underdressed.
Racing in the Cup. And Tristark Federa began well with...
All Australia organises sweepstakes on the race, and the royal household had organised its own. The horse drawn for the Princess, Kiwi, didn't seem to be doing too well.
Kiwi is last of all, 35 from the leader. 2.5 lengths then to Lacqueries and closer to the fence now, and a length and a half then Federa.
The Prince's draw was out of it too. But coming to the line, the horse drawn for Prince William had a chance. Watch out for the grey, Coiro Corrie-May.
Here's what a nuisance with his run, and then Federa flying home trips. They can miss a great go. Coiro Corrie-May's got a head in front of Butternut. What a nuisance coming at Coiro Corrie-May. What a nuisance going home. They've never hit the line. What a nuisance.
A second for Prince William. Some did even better. In the royal party, there were winners, losers, and those who said they covered their expenses. The Princess owned up. But Inspector Tony Parker, one of the royal detectives, had more luck.
How much did you win? Oh, well done. What did you put on your tent?
He's going to take us out to dinner tonight. All of them.
Fortunately for Inspector Parker, the state of Victoria was picking up that particular night's bill. An official dinner with local dignitaries as guests, and the royal couple, as always, watching their weight with the asparagus and chicken. The members of the royal household always bow or curtsy to the prince and princess when they say goodnight and the first time they see them in the morning. At the end of a day of receptions, engagements, and official functions, which had all gone fine, there was still one snag. What is the form when your tiara gets caught in your dress? One of the times all members of the royal party come together is for the official tour photograph. A team member is discreet, not too pushy, a good judge of the royal mood.
I think he looks... Come on, show.
There's a difference in status between the officials of the royal household, like the private secretary, and the domestic staff, like the butler. The two mix on some social occasions, but at other times there's an element of upstairs, downstairs. But now America beckoned. Rather more photographers were on hand to record the royal arrival at the White House. The prince had been to the White House before, memorably, if mildly awkwardly, when he had to meet the daughters of President and Mrs. Nixon. What the Reagans wanted was a photograph. That was easy. It was a picture everybody wanted. But not everybody trusted the photographers. Thousands of young Americans shouted and struggled to get pictures of their own. Their view was usually blocked by large security men, but the princess was visible in occasional, and so ecstatic, glimpses. Susie Muller went to every event where she might get a chance to see the princess. At Washington's Cathedral, she joined those who queued so they could say they'd been to church with royalty. Or who stood outside and screamed as if morning service were a film premiere.
She's so thin, it's disgusting. She's beautiful. She's great. She's beautiful. She's great. Oh my God. I shook his hand, which was enough for me. I mean, seeing royalty that close up, I mean, that they actually, like, take the time out to come and talk to us. It's like, it's just unbelievable. God, it was great. I used the whole roll of film. It was worth it, I swear. Nothing can compare to this. I mean, I can't get any better unless maybe if I shook her hand, but that'd be about it. I mean, I was this close to her. I mean, how can you get better? You just can't unless they took me home or something.
Regrettably, but not all that surprisingly, Grace Coronado was not in the royal party that flew home to London. After a busy tour, the prince and princess have their own ways of recovering. The princess loves ballet. She'd wanted to be a ballet dancer herself, but grew too tall. So now she watches rehearsals of the London City Ballet instead.
I was asked 4 years ago to be their patron, and I thought, well, this is marvellous. If I can't be a ballet dancer, maybe I can help them in some other way. I would so enjoy going to see them rehearse and then seeing the performance on stage. They're a very young company and put so much hard work and effort into it.
At other times, and behind very closed doors, the princess has lessons in various sorts of dance.
It's a sort of cross-section between jazz, tap dancing and ballet. Some weeks we'll do one, some weeks we'll do another. But any form of music I hear, I have to move. I cannot sit still, as you might have seen in recent things.
Something everyone could see was a pop concert at Wembley, with thousands of others, to celebrate 10 years of the Prince's Trust. For the prince, real relaxation is among the lawns and wildflowers of hope.
I put my heart and soul into this, and I think it's enormously enjoyable. I was never a gardener before. I came here, but the moment I had somewhere of my own, all this appeared. I want to try and improve and create and hope to leave something better behind, really.
What he's proud to point out is the ornamental gate, which he based on arches he saw on the Taj Mahal. It leads to his particular favorite at Highgrove, the walled garden.
Well, when I first came here, what it was 6 years ago, it was rather sort of basic, the whole thing, and a lot of it was fairly empty and grew vegetables, and quite a lot of vegetables. I had always rather wanted to create something rather special in a walled garden, and when I saw this walled garden, when I first came to look at the house, I did rather fall in love with it, I must say. And I just had simple crosses and St. Andrew's crosses in 4 quarters, and then the fountain in the middle, and with the fruit trees and the vegetables, and then arbors in the middle, with roses and wisteria and clematis and things up it, which would provide rather nice sort of cool, shady spots. But I love coming in here, and I potter about and sit and read, or I just come and talk to the plants, really. Very important to talk to them, they respond. The herb side is enjoyable, because there's an awful lot to learn about that. And also, it's rather amusing trying to invent new soups and things. This herb lovage, look, you see it smells very good, anyway. But I'm told that if you have a stock, or, you know, if you add a bit of sort of potato to it, it actually makes rather a good soup.
It tastes like a celery.
Yes, that's right.
You're going to get on yourself, or go ahead,
Another of the prince's interests is already rubbing off. Prince William, at 4, is a promising horseman. In his jodhpurs, riding boots and hat, he's the personification of a Thelwell cartoon. Smokey the pony is looked after by the Highgrove groom, Marion Cox, though sometimes it travels with the family to Balmoral and Windsor. Prince William has watched his father and his grandparents ride. He's got great confidence and learned faster than his parents and his groom expected. He's a polo player of the future, too, although he did ask why his father didn't do something instead of just riding up and down the field. Prince Harry, who's now 2, isn't far behind his brother in his riding.
Look.
He's good enough to ride Smokey once the straps and stirrups have been adjusted. His mother only gets on a horse occasionally. She did ride regularly until she was 13, when she had a bad fall.
Come on, slowly, please. Will you promise to walk slowly? All right, keep him on a short rein.
This is the fun part of bringing up the princes, in a routine that today's public still expects. In what's to come for them, it will be what the parents think are the real priorities of their own lives that will matter very much more.
When we come back, we'll...
Presentation. In private, in public, the Prince and Princess of Wales, when 2020 continues.
How graceful is the Prince of Wales at using chopsticks? And how does Princess Diana choose her dresses, made by some of the world's top designers? Our unprecedented look at the royal couple continues.
When you're the Princess of Wales, part of the job is flying the flag for Britain. It's best to do it in style. The Princess took her first flight in Concorde to Vienna in Austria to to make friends and headlines during British Week. The Foreign Office pays for such tours. It supplies much of the briefing material. The Princess provides the lighter touches, and the embassy staff get a signed photograph from the Princess as a thank you present. But the Foreign Office and the taxpayer weren't picking up the whole bill for this flight on Concorde. It was shared with the fare-paying passengers in the back, mostly fashion models and designers, off to promote British fashion in Vienna. The Princess hadn't traveled much before her marriage. She likes most of it now. She went up front to Concorde's cockpit to talk to the pilots.
How many flights will this do today? Yes.
This is it? Yes, just the one flight.
The flight to New York is quite full, isn't it?
Yes, the average load, about 70%, 70-75%. Just about right.
First bit of sun I've seen for days.
Yes, I know. It's the only way to get to it.
And soon, as Concorde lowered its nose for landing, it was the first time for a week she'd seen her husband. Not Vienna yet. This is what they call a racing stop with engines running in Milan. The Prince's luggage was rushed aboard. The Prince, his ears protected against the noise, was still nursing the finger he injured gardening. He'd been on a holiday on his own, painting in Italy, and he'd been given a memento or two.
Right there.
Hello.
Got more wine. Get all wine.
In Vienna, the sales pitch. They were getting ready for the fashion show.
Lift it a touch. Up a bit more. Just a bit more. Right. Okay.
The Prince said it was a great relief that Britain and Austria no longer met on the battlefield, but in our galleries, theatres and concert halls.
Thank you very much.
All right.
See you on Wednesday. I hope you have a nice rest.
Thanks very much. We'll look forward to seeing you.
Perhaps I can come up and sit there later.
Most certainly. We're expecting you. All right, now.
We are launching something called teleordering, which is a book ordering scheme. What we would like, if at all possible, would be for you to key in the order for the first book.
Would you like to do the honour? This is the code return, and if you just press that, it will take the cursor away, and the whole order will then be put onto the disc. That order's now stored on the disc, ready. Thank you for doing our first order for us.
It was exhausting. Why is it that all accountants wear glasses? Yes, because you had to read too much.
I discovered that British Council is having to work. He gets up at 6 o'clock in the morning, works till 8 at home, and doesn't get back from the office until about 8 at night. I mean, I don't know how they do it. You're doing it.
Long hours French, I think, was taught quite generally.
No,
but they didn't do as Latin.
We always had Latin.
You did?
Yes.
You didn't like it?
Well, it didn't like me.
Mickey, have you got any hats? Have you got any hats?
The grand finale of the week. The veterans of many a fashion show were almost ready for the catwalk. Waiting there, a princess with an expert eye. And a prince seeing his first ever fashion parade.
Okay, that'll do.
Among the new fashions that caught the princess's eye, a collection by the designer Jan van Velden. A telephone call promptly summoned him to Kensington Palace within days to measure her for this outfit and asked if it would be ready for her to wear at an engagement a week later. It was, and she did. Not all the princess's dresses can be organized in days. Elizabeth and David Emanuel are among half a dozen designers submitting ideas for the forthcoming visit to the Gulf states and Saudi Arabia.
Hello.
Hello, good morning, ma'am.
How are you doing? The sketches were marvellous. Shall we just put... Have you got lots of material in there?
Yeah.
Shall we just... I've got... It's a difficult one, is because I've got to hide my elbows, 3/4 length in hem, and a sort of cruel round neck.
Well, we've got
tons of fabric
to look at.
Oh, that's lovely.
That's quite a new one. We had printed ourselves. Quite pretty. One.
So, I think we might avoid the spots.
Yeah, okay. Remove
spots.
those.
The designs must observe Arab custom, but still be adaptable to British style and British weather.
When I come back, can we snip them off so I can wear them normally,
Yeah.
if you know what I mean? Is that
Yeah.
might be possible?
Yes, because it'll be winter, won't it, when you get back?
But the
I mean-
hemlines and things, because we've got to make them quite long.
The evening dresses.
The evening dresses will
Going
be
to be
fine.
fine, I
It's
think.
just that I just want to get maximum usage out of the day ones if I can.
I think if you do it belted, then,
You
don't you think? Yeah. And what about
full
taking the...
sleeves.
Yeah. And take the buttons through. No, but you want to keep that same skirt. Why don't you be the skirt?
Yeah.
And then do pleats.
It's very nice. I like the pleats at the front. I think it looks quite...
And again,
No,
with,
very
with,
much so.
with the sleeves down to here.
Please.
Would you wear a hat with that one? Would you?
Well, I quite like what you've done there.
Just like a sort
You- a
of...
top knot?
Like a band. Yes, I'd
Yeah.
love to wear
Really?
that.
Really?
Could I do it with my mum?
Yeah.
Yes.
We could
Yeah,
tempt
brilliant.
it.
Well, that's easy. Well, we can do that.
Another foreign visit, another careful detail.
Mr. Prime Minister, ladies and gentlemen, konnichiwa. I cannot help feeling that we do not know the Japanese as well as you know us. We should perhaps try harder to study the Japanese language, history, culture, civilization, and customs. We need to exchange more of our cultures, and by doing so, enrich our creativity. That is the way that reconciles and enriches hearts and minds, and leads to greater understanding and better communications.
The princess can recite the curious times and places she gets to eat, like sitting for dinner on tatami matting, of a kind you won't find in Buckingham Palace. She showed she was an old hand with chopsticks. But that was before she caught sight of the next course. The prince seemed to be missing his knife and fork.
I just remember a little bit what I did before.
And at the end, someone had clearly been counting. There was serious talking, too, of widening trade gaps. The 2000 group, which tries to bring Britain and Japan closer together, told him of Japan's successes and some of the problems of success.
I didn't think Japanese education needed any reform anyway, did it? And any sort of cooperation, or there's a much greater move, isn't there, towards cooperative ventures?
Yes, sir.
Is that something that's being talked about?
Oh, yes, very much so. Last year, for instance, at Heathrow, when we met in England, we allocated almost one-day discussion on the possibility of industrial cooperation between Japanese and British industries.
And did that produce any...
Not right away, sir, but eventually. hopefully.
Japanese strike very hard bargain.
The prince and princess went along with the Japanese wish that they should stand up and wave in a motorcade through the center of Tokyo. It was a security risk, but a calculated one. It delighted 100,000 people. They felt the strain towards the end of a long tour. A few hours' peace and quiet was a godsend. The private gardens of the Omiya Sento Palace in Kyoto are one of the most beautiful in Japan. For a moment, he wasn't an official visitor. He was again the gardener prince and the painter prince. Quite at home with his own company, he strolled alone. Whether abroad or back at home, relaxing doesn't always fit easily into the schedule of engagements. But this was an exception. A helicopter of the Queen's flight had arrived to take the princess to a charity concert.
They're all a bit scared, I think.
And there was time for an aerial view of her country home from the front seat, instead of her usual position tucked away in the back.
Is that all right? Mine, exhaust was hot.
So it sounds like a family outing, you know, is it?
The Queen's flight crew had organized it all, and inspired by the princess's summer craze for spotty dresses and spotty socks, the pilot, Commander Barry Kirby, had made special arrangements for the headphones.
I know. I thought you'd like that. It's our own design.
Spots, hooray!
No problem about the princess being a supernumerary up front, because on such a short trip, the Queen's flight navigator could work from just behind her. Highgrove, like Buckingham Palace and Kensington Palace, is a chopper pad, a way station for a prince and princess pursuing a role. And the helicopter is the workhorse, making sure they can still put the children to bed after satisfying as many demands on their public time as possible. For the Prince of Wales, those duties include links with 576 organizations, charities and committees on everything from the arts and architecture to the environment and science. He's particularly keen to encourage the young unemployed to help themselves by helping others. His community venturers work at local centers for handicapped people. The Prince often looks in to see how they're getting on.
Have you enjoyed it?
Been great.
Challenge, on the whole. And then had you also been out of work for a long time, Bill?
4 years.
4 years?
The Prince's Trust often takes over holiday camps to try to motivate out-of-work youngsters, letting them try their hand at scuba diving, computers, and many other things they wouldn't normally have the opportunity or the confidence to tackle. For a man not allowed to talk about politics, the Prince can still get a message across, but it needs a sure touch, and it can go wrong. So he can call for change to prevent Britain becoming a fourth-rate power, but nothing that's directly critical of a government of the day. He sees state papers, meets world leaders, and is briefed on the issues. But he can't get into any controversy, such as the future of the British Commonwealth he will one day head. After a high turnover in the senior staff, he and his private secretary, Sir John Riddle, are building a long-term team. But all the changes in office management must remain within the rules and traditions of Buckingham Palace. The Princess is, at 25, in her own words, getting her act together. It means hours going through letters, documents, and briefing papers. And with less time to see friends, she's quite a letter writer. She's also an enthusiastic photographer. Her sitting room is full of her own photographs of her family. She defines her role as a wife and mother first, then the patron or president of her 30 organizations. Sometimes that family background and her own experience working in a kindergarten can help on public engagements, such as a visit to a project for handicapped children in North London. And she likes to be on the side of those who are fighting back against adversity. Like 18-year-old broke his back diving into a river and is cared for as one of the best spinal units in Britain.
Do you have relations coming to see you, or are they miles away?
So we're parents to them as well.
A 10-month-old girl with Down syndrome finding new parents at Dr. Bernardo's.
We just is a happy family, you know. I mean, I was one of 9, so we were used to sharing, yeah.
Mothers who are battling against and beating drug addiction, or those whose struggle is simply against the frailty of old age.
It's not leather tights going in there.
No.
With all of them, she's very much at home. But at some other engagements, the Princess can still get nervous behind the scenes. She can seem shy and confident at the same time. Half of her engagements in Britain last year were on her own. And the more she does, like presenting the prizes at this piano competition in Wales, the more self-assured she becomes. And when she speaks in public, she's better, since she slowed down her delivery.
Ladies and gentlemen, so much has been done by Help the Aged over the past 25 years. But, of course, there is still a lot more to be done, and Help the Aged needs everyone's help.
But her expression afterwards shows the relief that it's all over. When the Prince and Princess worked together, they shared the duties. In the subway to London Airport's new terminal, she did the driving. So they're a team, and now it's very much a 4-person team. It helps that a husband and wife agree on mundane but important things in a married life, the kind of food, the emphasis on health and fitness, the same dislike of smoking, the same enjoyment of watching films on the video. After 5 years of marriage, the Prince and Princess have worked out their way of combining family life with their public duties. 5 years from now, they may have got their role, their jobs, even more to their liking. They will always jealously guard the amount of time they have to themselves. They'll spend it in the way they want, valuing simple moments like looking after the rabbit and a pen at the bottom of the garden. Looking after pets was part of the Princess's childhood. Now Prince William is learning to help.
No, I'll pick it up then if you don't want to. You want to pick it up? That's it. Just look like that, look. Ready? Ready? There he goes. There.
The Prince and Princess don't pretend that their lives are without stresses and strains, disappointments and discoveries. But they believe they've moved the role along from planting trees and laying foundation stones. It's the royalty of charity and enterprise and egging on. Their hopes are in that. And in the boys, as their mother calls them, who are the future.
Mommy! Mommy! Mommy!
What could be sweeter than that picture? We'll be right back to tell you why the Prince and Princess of Wales agreed to do this. Stay with us.
Just said, a lot of people have been asking why the royal couple would ever consent to this project. I think what we've really seen here is an example of famous people using their position to promote a cause. The Prince and Princess cooperated on the condition that profits from overseas sales and video cassettes of the program would go to their charities. And as I understand it, they expect to raise about $2 million on this.
Of course, they are royalty, and royalty has its prerogatives. And one of the prerogatives was that they had final say of everything that was shown. We understand that ITN had a scene of the two of them swimming, and we would love to have seen that. But the palace vetoed that scene. They said it is not appropriate. Final word. 2020 will continue in a moment.
For being with us.
And remember, we're in touch, so you be in touch. I'm Barbara Walters.
And I'm Hugh Downs.
And for everyone here at 2020, good night.
And Janice Wentworth go on an undercover assignment and mix romance with duty. Then at 12 on Taxi, Tony loses interest in boxing when his girlfriend announces she may be expecting his baby. That's Barney Miller and Taxi, following tonight's News on 12.
What's the angle? We aren't doing altogether that well. Did you ever talk to kids today, young people? They can't speak English. People born here. Nor can some of the people on television today.
We must not forget the difference between bilingual education and teaching a foreign language. Nobody's against teaching a foreign language, but bilingual education was just merely to help the immigrant child make a transition to English. This is not happening. What is happening is that the child is graduating from high school and in Dade County, and I can prove it anytime, is not speaking English. As a matter
Hold it just a moment, please. Over here, please.
When I go shopping and I go into the mall and they start speaking Spanish to me, and when I go to a restaurant, they say, do you want a Spanish menu or English menu? Yeah. I can't even understand that lady on the things. Her digs and dogs,
Bill! That is, gee whiz, that's good.
I want to answer you, ma'am, and I think you might be able to understand me. Thank you. I am a native Cuban, a Cuban American, very proud to be here and very thankful. Thankful for what this country has done for us and proud for what we have done for the community, because this should be a two-way community. And to the lady over there, ma'am, there is a law that was won in the Supreme Court of the United States, and I hope you admire your Supreme Court, Lau versus Nichols, in which the Chinese in your state won the right. This is a misconstruction. Bilingual education's first goal is not to teach Spanish to American, is to teach English to any foreigner, provided a way in which that foreigner can learn.
But in
That's
the process,
how the Chinese wanted it. We want to learn English.
but in the process of doing that, in the process of teaching.
Hang on a moment. We got lots of...
The young lady that just spoke, why do you call yourself a Cuban American rather than an American of Cuban heritage? My grandparents always did. They were from Europe, and they always considered themselves Americans first, but of European extraction.
Sir, were you born here? Well, that's what makes your first adjective American. That's a problem of semantics, and we're going to fall in a very hard...
I don't believe
No,
it.
let me...
This is about a loyalty test. That isn't fair.
Let me answer to that lady a little bit more about bilingual education.
I'll tell you this. I don't ever want you angry with me. But you gotta... Oh, good. You gotta let me go and mine the gold elsewhere. I love you, and I'm glad you're here. I thank you very much.
I think you have to be an ignorant to assume that English is not the national language of the United States. Number two, I think, and just to please the gentleman over there, I'm an American Cuban, and I think we have made a hell of a contribution to this community, and we should stand for it.
Bill,
Hold it a moment, please. Hold it. Hold it, please. Hold it.
Why then is there a problem in designating that English is our official language? Everyone knows
Terry,
it's the official
Terry,
language.
excuse me. This amendment does more than that. If we can't agree to that, then we aren't understanding.
Very simple.
All right, hold it a moment, please. Please, Terry, I beg you to let me get the people in here. Yeah.
I am a newcomer to this country. I speak 5 languages. United States is my country, and English is my language, and that should be this way.
You like it. This is the way you want it. Let me get some folks, yeah.
I just like to say that the Latin lady in the gray, I think she really has an attitude problem because I think that's a lot of the problem. We're bucking heads here. I think that English is also a problem language. Unfortunately, the language isn't spoken as well, but I do think we need to work on it. We need to find out what kind of schooling, because English language is the hardest language supposedly to learn.
But I'm sorry that you have that perception of me that I have a problem. I don't have a problem whatsoever. And by the way, I am bilingual, and the only thing I can tell you is that I can go back and forth. And it is so important to learn languages that right now, my son, for example, which I taught him Spanish since he was a little kid, is now in West Point. Will you come here on American?
Phil.
Now, hold it.
Phil.
Here's a woman whose son is at the United States Military Academy at West Point, ready to go and risk his you-know-what to defend this country. So you better not be calling her names.
Then why can't she speak English?
Phil.
Then why can't she speak English?
She wants to speak English, and she speaks English a lot better than I speak Spanish. That's not the issue.
Phil, Phil, let me chirp in here.
Let Arnaldo in.
Yeah, because I enjoy this audience. It's a solid, vicious audience. But let me say that what we've heard, the lady who made an extremely vicious remark about I don't understand your English, and this is the polarity that we're talking about. It's happening right here. How is this constitutional amendment bringing us together? It's dividing us. And if that's what people want to do, support the constitutional amendment.
The community.
If you want divisiveness, support the constitutional amendment.
Can I just respond to that? For 180 years.
If you want unity, then support efforts of transitional bilingual ed, English literacy programs. That's what you want, for people to speak English.
For 180 years in this country, our forefathers and foremothers came here from foreign countries. They knew they had to learn English.
That's not true. They had private schools.
They came here and learned English. They got along very well without bilingual education. And now it's being changed.
They've had schools and programs that taught them their language. The Germans had them, the Yiddish had them.
And we'll continue to have those schools and programs. No one wants to end those.
Wait a minute. Let's try for a pluralistic society. This is what it is. We are a pluralistic society.
I just want to say this. When I went and fought for this country, and I'm an immigrant, I was born in Cuba, 90 miles south of Key West. Nobody from that side, yes, sir.
You fought in
I'm the most decorated Cuban American in the Vietnam War. And nobody from that side, hold on a minute, please. I don't want no applause. I want you people to understand something. Nobody had to tell me what I should talk. General Westmoreland asked me, where are you from? And I told him, Havana, Cuba. I don't have to hide it. I'm an American. When you people say our land, you forget that the immigrants belong to this land too. And they love it and they fought for it too.
We're in Miami, Florida, and we'll be back in just a moment.
Put your sweet lips a little closer to the phone.
His beautiful voice is unforgettable.
Let's pretend that we're together all alone.
A legend for all time, Jim Reeves.
Is it really over?
For the first time, his most treasured recordings and biggest hits are in this 2-record collection. The legendary Jim Reeves.
I guess I'm crazy.
All Jim's classics.
I'm just on the blue side of lonesome. Welcome to my world.
There'll never be a voice so pure and personal.
Won't you come on in? Am I losing you? Are my fears coming true? But come ye back when summer's in the meadow.
All the songs you really love.
I can't stop loving.
You'll get 2 complete albums.
Every day I reminisce.
This is the most complete Jim Reeves TV offer ever. But remember, this beautiful 2-record treasury is not sold in stores. So stay tuned to order now.
To order, call toll-free 1-800-351-5200. To save all COD and handling charges and pay only $12.98 for 2 albums, 2 cassettes, or 2 8-tracks, send check or money order to Jim Reeves, 15 Poinsett Drive, Cocoa, Florida. Remember, to save all additional charges, send only $12.98 to Jim Reeves, 15 Poinsett Drive, Cocoa, Florida.
We are in Miami, Florida, with a discussion of what, if anything, should be an official language, and what does official language mean, and should there be legislation naming it so. Please know that you have apparently incapacitated a significant percentage of the phone system in South Florida. So we are not able, please don't call us anymore. We are not able to get any calls in because we have so many calls trying to get in. I don't have a lot. Yeah. Hang on a minute. Yeah.
I would just like to address Mr. Torres. You said that it was very difficult for people to learn English when they came here. What do you want to do to help them?
Well, I think that in all honesty, the history of the country has always been one in which English has not been provided enough, the teaching of the English. I think that the most important thing is that there's a lot of adults in certain parts of the country that are Hispanic and other ethnic origin, that need to have English literacy programs provided to them. They need those English literacy programs so they can be part of the mainstream society. And I think with regards to children, there have been a lot of studies, including the American Enterprise Institute study, that indicated that many Hispanic children have dropped out of school because they were immersed in an English program. Even the very conservative think tank of American Enterprise Institute recognized that that was very discriminatory in those days, and as a result, it has resulted in a great deal and the highest dropout rate ever. These people are not monolingual. They are not lingual in any language. They are not literate in any of these languages. You've got to be able to provide enough education. The one problem that I personally have, and I did when I was with an organization of Mr. Shumway's approach, is that I can't believe that a gentleman of his astuteness fails to read history and wants to repeat it with this constitutional amendment.
Congressman, briefly, sir.
Thank you. What we're doing now to accomplish that purpose is segregating those foreign language speaking students in the school system.
Not true at all.
Saying you shall learn math and science and history in your own language and not assimilating them into the mainstream of that school society.
That's not true.
How are they going to get jobs? How are they going to get an education? How are they going to be good Americans?
Mr. Shumway wrote an editorial, an op-ed piece in the Christian Science Monitor, in which he himself said that what we ought to be doing is supporting transitional bilingual ed. I'll take it out of my file. It's right here.
I have no quarrel with that. I've always said that. But other programs among it.
That's exactly what's there. In the Reauthorization Act of the Bilingual Education Program in 1983, which Mr. Shumway did not participate in the debate, I, along with a number of other people in Washington, D.C., and people here, Rosie Feinberg and others, did a lot of work to make sure that the traditional bilingual education approach was not the only one. 10% of the funds that were to be appropriated for bilingual education were to be used for any other program that was innovative and creative in teaching the children English. I don't think that's inflexible. I think that's extremely flexible, and the Republicans on the Education and Labor Committee supported that.
Over here, please.
I think that everyone that comes to this country should make an effort to learn English. However, I do not think the amendment will meet this end, because we must remember that the intent of the framers of the Constitution was to accommodate all different groups, different religions, different peoples.
And that Constitution accommodated our forefathers very well for most of our history.
The Constitution of the United States of America was not a bilingual document. It was written in English.
Over here, please.
Bill, as an educator, we want that our children learn English, but at the same time, they don't have to forget Spanish. There is a fact that we are in the gate to the Americas. And economically, we are a tremendous force. Corporations are advertising in Spanish. We are economically sound here in Miami. We don't want to forget Spanish, and we want to learn English. And that is what bilingual is all about, bilingual education.
I think the woman feels very threatened. But I also feel I love the international flavor of this city. I love the bilingual signs, the bilingual billboards. It makes foreigners feel very welcome in this city. But I do feel that English is our language, and that's what really should be spoken.
How about the taxes that are wasted in printing tests in both English and Spanish? I think everybody really wants everybody educated. That's not a point, but there are taxes that are lost.
When we go to Puerto Rico with family, they speak English to us a little, but they don't make it a point to speak English to me.
And that belongs to the United States. It's a commonwealth.
You think that you think native Spanish-speaking citizens in their own homelands are less accommodating to the Anglos than are we to them on the occasion of their arrival here? Is that your point?
Not true.
Bill, we are a nation of immigrants, and what we have to look is for unity. We all love. We all have children. This is a great country.
We don't achieve
what
unity
we have to
under a
look is
bilingual
for
language
unity,
system.
not
Look
for
how unity we have here today.
Yeah, it's really unified.
Okay,
yeah, hang on a
let's
minute.
try for
It's your
unity.
English constitutional amendment.
Hold on, please.
I think small children should be taught by the method of total immersion. When you get to an age where you become self-conscious, then you can be taught bilingually.
Congressman, just one more time for me, sir. What your amendment makes it, it disallows the mandatory teaching of Spanish or speaking of Spanish in public schools. Is that so?
No, that's not a good statement of it. My amendment simply says that states and the federal government shall not force a program or any system of foreign language speaking.
We're both saying the same thing, aren't we?
Not quite. I don't think so. I'm very much in favor of bilingual education.
Your amendment says you cannot pass a law mandating Spanish speaking in a public school.
And there's no law now that says that, nor any desire to do that.
No, that's not where we're coming from. What we're...
Let me try one more time, Congressman.
Wait.
Just try this one, if I may.
But
what is it that your amendment is intended to forestall?
All right. Number one, it simply declares that English is the language of this country. That should be innocuous and acceptable by everyone.
It is innocuous, and we don't need an amendment for that.
Number two, it says that the federal government and states shall not require the use of any other language. That's all it says. Right now, we are requiring it in the bilingual education programs. We're requiring it in voting programs. And that kind of thing, I think, must end.
I was 6 years old when I came to this country from Europe. And I've been here all this time now. It's like 80 years. I say that I think that if they want to learn how to speak English...
Who's they?
If the foreigners want to learn, I had to learn how to speak English.
Well, then you're
calling them foreigners. Sir. It's like they're other people. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Okay.
What?
He said he was sorry.
Oh, good.
Sorry about that.
Okay, great.
because I don't accuse anybody of anything. Let them do what they want to do, as long as they do the right thing, that's all.
We'll be back in just a moment.
I oil it.
Kids are born stain makers.
Oops.
So moms need the stain lifter.
Ooh. A-L-L. How does it work?
All goes right to the stain and just lifts it away. For my little stain makers,
Ketchup.
I get the stain lifter.
Whoa. A-L-L. It's the stain lifter.
Hi, I'm Fred Abbott. There are 8 or 9 attorneys advertising on TV for personal injury cases. But did you know that some of them have never handled a personal injury trial? Most personal injury cases are settled out of court, but you need an attorney who can properly represent you if a lawsuit results. Carefully evaluate any attorney before you hire him. Ask about his fee, his specialty, and whether he has ever tried a case like yours. If you've been injured, call me, Fred Abbott. I'll answer any of your questions.
This is comfy.
Welcome to Hideaways.
Did you know that this chair folds over to become this ottoman?
The sleeper sofa of today is not the mechanized monster of the past. It's a quality all-mattress sleeper that converts this easily. This is stylish, practical, fun furniture for daytime and nighttime. We custom build your hideaway with your choice of fabric.
I like this one.
Come visit us this week for our grand opening celebration.
This is a WJXT editorial, and now here's editorial director Harry Reagan.
Wayne Mixon is about to become the answer to a Florida trivia question. Who was governor for the shortest time? Mixon will become Florida's chief executive when Bob Graham resigns to take his seat in the U.S. Senate. He'll be governor for 72 hours. Mixon has the right attitude about his 3 days in the limelight. No elaborate inauguration, no prayer breakfast, no parade, no ball. There will be some Governor Wayne Mixon pens and stationery paid for by Mixon himself. This is the first time a lieutenant governor has become governor. Other elected officials, members of the state cabinet, could be designated to succeed the governor. So here's another question. What is the most unnecessary office in Florida's government?
WJXT invites the presentation of contrasting points of view.
Jeopardy, tonight at 7:30.
We are proud to greet you from a community as multi-ethnic, multi-racial, multi as any community in the United States. We brag about that in my own hometown of New York City, and I know you do too. Look, if we don't make it here, we don't make it anywhere. Now, let's see if we can't make some sense. I want to just explain something. Folks around the country may not know that South Florida's the largest circulation newspaper, the Miami Herald, publishes in English and Spanish. You should also know. Now, wait a minute, don't be confused. Not by law. Nobody's demanding that they do that. Is there not legislation demanding that if 5% of the local population speaks a so-called foreign language, then there are certain obligations on the part of the state and the municipality? For example, you have to have ballots available in the language native to that 5%.
That's correct.
Are there not districts in California that have as many as 6 or more different English or different language ballots? Driver's licenses. All the things that
California publishes the booklet for guiding applicants for driver's licenses in 6 different languages.
And would hold on, let's understand this now. Would your amendment would presumably end that practice?
No, it says that kind of thing shall not be required by law. If a state, out of the goodness of its heart, wants to do that, that's its own business.
Well, why
would
would you
be mandated by law?
Why would you pass a constitutional amendment that leaves us in a circumstance where we have to depend on the goodwill of state or public officials in order to accommodate citizens who may later become the mayor of Miami?
Our whole system of life. Everything we do depends on the goodwill of governments. Everything we do depends upon the goodwill and the responsiveness of those that we elect to represent us in government. That's always been our way of life.
All right. Just give me 1 second. I'm coming over there, I promise. Where's my card? Hang on just a second. Would you kindly stand? All right, I'm coming. Hang on a minute. Would you be good enough? Please, give me a chance to set this up. This'll just take a minute. Here are Beverly Barnes and Shirley Drayton. You may have seen them on television. Bill Moyers and others have interviewed these folks. Here are people who brought the full weight of the Constitution to bear in their behalf. Here is a real American story. We ought to be proud of the fact that we live in a country where people without money, without power, often people subject to discrimination, are able to ring a very big bell, or shall we say kick a very large tire. They applied for a job as a what?
Cleaning offices at night. We were denied a job because we did not speak the Spanish language. How do you feel about this? We do not speak a foreign language, and we are denied a cleaning job.
Now, you were offered... don't leave me now. You were offered a ballot application, an employment application that was written in...
Spanish only.
You got a hold of that, and you used that as proof of what you consider to be discrimination.
Yes, we had to find someone there to help us fill the application out. And
did you get the job?
No, we did. Well, after we sued them and won, yes.
Did you get back pay?
Yes. We received back pay. We have our attorney fees paid, and we got the job, and they're being monitored for 5 years.
Yeah. How do you feel about that, Dr. Marina? You agree that they were discriminated against, do you?
I think so. I think that...
Hold it. Let her make her point, please.
I think that they should have not been discriminated because they don't speak the language. So now you know how we feel when sometimes we apply for jobs.
Yes,
and
we do know.
Let her make a point. Hold it just a moment.
We do know how people feel when they're discriminated against because they don't speak English, but it's the fact that I was born here. Why should I speak a foreign language to get a job here in America?
Bill.
I just want to say that
let me make this point real quick.
I just want to say that I have been in other countries before, and they feel that I am the foreigner and I should speak their language. And when I'm in Miami, I feel like I am the foreigner as well, and I must speak their language. English is the language we should speak.
There she blows! There she blows! A hump like a snow hill. It is Moby Dick. The men on deck rushed to the rigging to behold the famous whale they had been so long pursuing. Aye, breach your last to the sun, Moby Dick. Thy hour and thy harpoon are at hand.
Aye, aye, Captain.
Oh, Grandpa, what are you reading? Moby Dick, great story. Say, this is a beautiful book. I haven't seen a raised spine like this in years. See this finish? Protects pages inside. Attractive end papers, too.
Yeah, and check out those illustrations.
They just don't make books like this anymore.
Sure they do. We just got this one.
It must have cost a fortune.
Nowhere near a fortune, Dad.
Well, at least $30 or $40.
More like $14.50.
This book was $14.50? That's less than what most ordinary books cost.
We ordered it from the Franklin Library. I'm reading Anna Karenina.
You ordered these books by mail?
Sure. We get a new one every month.
Quite a collection. Wuthering Heights, The Odyssey, Vanity Fair, all the great classics.
And some moderns like Faulkner and James Joyce.
And each of these books is only $14.50?
Only $14.50.
Well, maybe I ought to get in on this, too.
To subscribe, just call the Franklin Library, and we'll send you Moby Dick to examine without obligation. You'll receive another classic each month, printed on acid-free paper to last for generations, each with its own distinctive cover. Each book is only $14.50. You'll never pay more. This price is guaranteed for your entire subscription. Order by credit card or pay COD with a $1 service charge. You may return any book for any reason within 30 days and cancel any time.
Hey, Grandpa. Does Captain Ahab get the great whale?
Aye, if Moby Dick doesn't get him first.
Call for your collector's library and discover the pride of owning the world's greatest books. There's no risk. Call now and we'll start you with your copy of Moby Dick.
country.
I'm currently enrolled in high school, and I'm taking Spanish in order to enrich my education. Yeah, I don't think that students should have to adjust to bilingualism in order to attend a public high school.
Okay, I work at a Burger King. You know, I'm really sick of all these Spanish people coming up to me and ordering Spanish. They expect me to understand it. So I'm all for these English literacy programs, but what I'm against is all these signs, Spanish signs that I have to see on Metro Rail and all the buses.
I'm currently enrolled in high school, and I know students that make no effort whatsoever to learn the English language. If I was in a different country such as theirs, I would make every effort to learn their language.
I'm a young person, and I'm trilingual, but I still don't think that young kids should expect, or even old kids, should expect to speak another language, you know.
Arnaldo, did you want to speak to the young women who were victorious in their effort to fight discrimination?
Yeah, I don't think this is another country, one, and the point that you make. The other thing is, I mean, it's a grandstand play on your part, what you just said. It is a grandstand. Nobody says at all.
They were denied a job. You can't call that grandstand.
I'm saying the comment she made about another country. I'm saying that what happened to her, no one should ever tolerate. I say 100% to you that you should have done. I wish somebody would do it more often, because no one wants that kind of extreme. Happening. I know it's happening, and we got to make sure that everybody fights that kind of discrimination, any kind of discrimination. It's not right, and what I'm saying doesn't apply to that.
That's why we're pushing the amendment.
I'm a Cuban American. I'm proud. I'm a Cuban American. I'm proud to be in this country, but we cannot close our eyes that we are the closest neighbor to 18 countries that speak Spanish. And as we say, God bless America y que Dios bendiga América en español.
Bill, if we have only a minute, I want...
Have a good time. Bye. We'll have lots of fun, won't we? No. Oh, no?
Oh, you pop and fresh dough. You bake up soft.
Soft breadstick.
You bake up so. Oh.
Don't laugh.
Crispy outside. Soft inside.
Uh-oh, you're having fun.
Oh. You pop and fresh dough.
Pillsbury soft breadsticks.
If you're fond of sand dunes and salty air,
Her voice is unforgettable.
quaint little villages here and there,
She's sold 50 million records.
you're sure to fall in love with those.
One of the best-loved singers of all time, Patti Page.
Please help me, I'm falling.
Now, her most beautiful recordings are all on this exclusive album, Best Loved Favorites.
How much is that doggy in the window? I went to your wedding.
Listen to Patti's warm, relaxing voice as she sings the songs you really love.
But until the day that one comes along, I'll string along with you.
But you get another entire Patti Page album, Golden Memories.
Have I told you lately that I love you? Red sails in the sunset.
All her classic original recordings.
I remember the night and the Tennessee waltz. Tra-la-la.
You get both these beautiful albums, 2 complete Patti Page treasuries.
Allegheny moon.
But they're not sold in stores, so here's how to order yours now.
So shine, shine.
To order, call toll-free 1-800-228-4665 to save all COD and handling charges and pay only $12.98 for 2 albums, 2 cassettes, or 2 8-tracks. Send check or money order to Patti Page, 15 Poinsett Drive, Cocoa, Florida. Remember, to save all additional charges, send only $12.98 to Patti Page, 15 Poinsett Drive, Cocoa, Florida.
This has been some experience for everybody, I think. We thank you very much. No kidding. We think you're just like us. We think you care about your children and the future. You'll pardon one little preachment. You know, the only thing separating us from the rest of the Americas is an imaginary line. And in the rest of the Americas, they are speaking Spanish. Now, whether we like it or not, we have to ask, what's going to promote the most unity, goodwill? What's going to save the most babies? I know you join me in thanking these guests for a very important program, and that you'll join me in thanking as well. The City of Miami, Metropolitan-Dade County, the Greater Miami Host Committee, the Greater Miami and the Beaches Tourism Council, WPLG Channel 10, here in Miami, the best...
Help keep babies drier and fit better at the waist. And so, viewers, it's Huggies. Right, champ?
Fourth round, we'll play it for a Cartier gift certificate. I'll give the wheel a final spin. I'll ask you to give me a letter to the puzzle. You'll have 5 seconds to solve it. Vowels worth nothing. Consonants are going to be worth, it looks like $200 for every consonant we find. Title is our category. And we start with you, Dolores. Let's have a letter. No, just pick a letter. That's all right.
R.
There are 2 R's. That's $400 for you. And when Vanna moves out, your 5 seconds will start. Title. Mary Ellen. No S. Steve.
An N.
No N. Dolores.
T.
There is a T. Yep. Title. 5 seconds. Mary Ellen.
An H.
No. Steve.
An L, please.
No. Dolores. Need a letter.
L.
I just called. Mary Ellen.
An M.
No M. Steve.
P, please.
Nope. Dolores.
B.
No. Mary Ellen.
A D.
Yeah, there is a D. You have a little money now, and you have 5 seconds. Title. Steve.
C, please.
Yes, 2 C's. Let them come up, and here we go. Dolores.
F.
No, Mary Ellen.
V.
Yeah, there is a V.
Divorce court.
That's it, yes. It's fun. There you go. You got it. Let's see, that's the $400 that'll go on a Cartier gift certificate for you, and that makes your 2-day total, well, let's see, today $6,300, your 2-day total $16,500. Not too bad, huh? Stand by for our bonus round. Dolores, thanks a lot for being with us. Sorry things didn't work out for you, but we have some nice parting gifts. Hope you had a good time with us. Steve, I know you did with almost $3,500 in prizes. Thank you for being here. We will be right back and see how Mary Ellen does at her second shot at the bonus round in just a minute. It won't be beyond.
There are 2 ways to get rid of damp basement odor. Get rid of the basement or use Lysol spray. Get rid of the musty curtain or use Lysol. Ordinary air fresheners just cover odors. Lysol kills germs on surfaces, cleans the air. So smile, shower. Lysol spray actually cleans the air.
This shine can't be beat. You can't get a brighter shine. You can't get a tougher shine. And you can't get a better shine from Future or Bright. This shine only comes from new, improved Mop and Glow. Even on no-wax floors, you can't get a brighter, tougher shine than new, improved Mop and Glow.
Would you use eau de toilette to clean the toilette? Or bubble bath? Some bowl cleaners are perfume or detergent. But Lysol toilet bowl cleaner's heavy-duty action cleans and disinfects, eliminates rust and mineral stains, and disinfects under the rim. Get the heavyweight Lysol toilet bowl cleaner.
16.5, not bad for a couple of half-hour game shows, huh? And now you're going to try to add to that. What do you want to go for in the bonus round?
The dining room table and chair.
Oh, it's good, because what Jack does best is describe furniture. Jack.
I'm very good at furniture, Pat. Yeah, Mary Ellen, you solved the puzzle, and this could be yours. You're going to add grace and charm to your dining room with Habersham Plantation's oval drop-leaf dining table and 6 handsome Chippendale chairs. This fine furniture will stand proudly beside the best from any period. It's furnished by Habersham Plantation, a retail value $2,900. Good luck.
You ready to have a go at this? Yep. We're looking for an occupation today. That's our category. Let's have 5 consonants and 1 vowel, please.
An R.
That's 1.
A T.
2.
N.
3.
L.
4.
D.
And your vowel.
E.
D and an E there. And now Bannon will go to work. Audience, very quiet, please. And there is a D one. Playing for the dining room furniture and over $19,000 in prizes for 2 days. All right, it's an occupation. You might have a chance. 15 seconds. Good luck.
Bartender.
I think that's it. Yes, there were... Yeah. There were not a lot of options there. Fur tender, I don't know. Hey, you got the dining room furniture, $19,400. Hi there, someone just wandering onto the set. Turn around. Is this Tom that we've been... Tom, turn around here. Have you met Mary Ellen?
Yes.
You two are... So, this is... Not only are they getting married in September of '87, they hardly seem to know each other, ladies and gentlemen. Why don't you stand together here? I feel like a matchmaker. They're engaged, for goodness sakes. We'll take a break and be right back after this. You're coming back tomorrow.
Right, yeah.
They just...
And Neat Bikini Line Hair Remover Kit.
Don't be so mean to your hair, baby, get hot.
The O5 Hot Oil Treatment. 1 minute, once a week to help undo the mean things you do every day. So hair looks healthy, radiant, ooh, hot. Get hot! The O5 Hot Oil.
What a woman.
Whatever the day brings, she's confident.
FDS woman.
She's confident, fresh, and nice to be near.
FDS woman, so very confident.
FDS for safe feminine deodorant protection every day.
Well, if you missed our show today, try to watch it tomorrow. That's all I have to say.
We'll be there.
See you then. I need a cue card. We'll see you.
Bye.
Some contestants receive now perfect polished nails in seconds. Just press on Lee Nails, press on nails. Now a rainbow array of fashion colors. Sunshine Pistachios, big, meaty, and easy to open. White settle for peanuts. There's something good under the sun. Sunshine Pistachios. Sunny Delight Florida Citrus Punch brand. Morning, noon, and night. Nothing delights you like Sunny Delight. Now available chilled and frozen. Tuna Helper's cold tuna salad makes a refreshing meal with fancy macaroni, tasty vegetables, and special dressing. Tuna Helper's going to change your tune about tuna. Mazzola Margarine has such a fresh, light taste. It's too good for words. Mazzola Margarine. New Raisin Nut brand with nut-covered raisins and crisp bran flakes. Taste test proved Raisin Nut brand is the best tasting raisin brand. Prices of the prizes were furnished to the contestants prior to the show and have been rounded off to the nearest dollar. Gift certificates do not include sales tax.
Stay up to the minute with the news. Join us for our next News Watch 17 update at 12:28. Scrabble is next on WJKS.
Wheel of Fortune is produced by Merv Griffin Enterprises.
Almost any question that can be asked about television can be answered, well, yes, because it is a form of human power, and all power is neither good nor bad, whether you're talking about gravity or the power of sunlight or the power of prayer, whatever power you're talking about, electricity, typhoon power, whatever. It always produces both good and bad results. So, of course, part of television is terrible, and part of it is thrillingly wonderful.
Tonight on Late Night, it's Stupid Pet Tricks and Catherine O'Hara.
You know, folks, we only have a couple of campsites with hookups, so everybody with the RVs will want to get there plenty early.
Hi, I'm Julia Duffy.
And I'm Peter Scolari. Join us on
Friday Night Videos.
Robin Williams and Joe Piscopo bring out their best on Saturday Night Live.
Breyer's all-natural ice cream. Now even the outside looks good enough to eat. Look for our tasteful new package.
Homeowners, Sears is offering a free home inspection without any obligation. If your home is in need of attention, a Sears authorized representative will advise you on the Sears exterior product and services best suited to help restore the natural beauty to your home.
Whether it's exterior or interior,
You can trust your home to Sears.
For your free home inspection, call 1-800-633-7000.
A young Abraham Lincoln lived here in New Salem, Illinois in the 1830s. He owned a store, worked in the community, and still found time to become a lawyer. If you want to reach a goal, it does take a certain amount of dedication. We're a law firm with a goal of our own, working hard to satisfy you. Brent Turbo helps people who've been injured in an accident. Call 356-4130. He's in your corner.
Quincy today on WJKS. An 8-letter word. The clue is they make front page news. It's the crossword game you've played all your life, but never quite like this. And here's your host, Chuck Woolery.
All righty, thank you, Charlie. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Scrabble. It's the television version of everyone's favorite game. Going to meet our Scrabble Sprint champion right now, Bob Gunter. Hey, Bob. Welcome back. Thank you. Bob has 6 wins so far in Scrabble Sprint. He's collected $21,500. He's going to go up for his 7th in just a moment. But first, he has to go through one of these 2 folks right here. Charlie?
She's a makeup artist. He's a real estate agent. Originally from Houston, Texas, Anna Zins. And originally from Pine Bluff, Arkansas, Ross Hickman.
All right, nice to have you both back here with us again today. How are you, Anna?
How you doing?
Fine, thank you. Tell me about yourself.
Well, I was born and raised in Houston, Texas, and I have recently relocated here in L.A., and I've experienced a little bit of the entertainment business, and it seems extremely exciting, and I think that just maybe I'm going to try doing something in it.
All
I don't know what, but we'll see.
Welcome to the show.
Thanks.
All right, and Ross, tell me about yourself, will you please?
Sure, Chuck. I have a master's degree in English literature, so naturally now I'm a real estate agent.
Makes sense to me.
I live in beautiful Santa Barbara, California.
Oh, it is pretty up there.
Indeed. And I'm 29 years old and much too single.
I got just the place for you to go. Let's do a quick recap. Right now, Ross is ahead 2-0. And Anna, if you're ready to go to the board, we'll play Scrabble.
All righty.
All right, we're going to play until somebody gets 3 words right. Then that player goes on to our Scrabble Sprint and a chance at $40,000 in cash. Take a look at the board as we set up for our first game. We're building on the letter R in artists. 8 letters in the word. The clue is they show up with bells on. Now, when you think you know the word, hit your buzzer. Don't forget the pink and blue bonus squares. They're worth money. They show up with bells on. You're trying to get back into this, Anna, and Ross is trying to win this one.
Okay, I have no idea, so I'm going to pick a couple of tiles. Number 5 and number 3.
Had you had an idea, I'd have given you $500 with that R on the blue square up there. You have an N and an E to choose from. N or an E?
Let me have the N.
Okay. That's worth $500. They show up with bells on.
I hope this is right.
I do, too.
Reindeer.
Yes, that's right. Hey, what $500. It's not a complete loss now.
No, it's
1, 2, 3, 4, $500. There you go. Okay, we're going to stay with you, Anna, since you're behind by 1. Building on the letter E in reindeer, 6 letters in the word. The clue is soldiers have to do it by hand. Pink square worth 1,000, blue square worth 500.
Okay, let me have the 5 and the 3 again.
A K and an R. Which do you want to try?
What's the clue again?
Soldiers have to do it by hand.
Let me have the K.
No, stop her. That may work in your favor. Ross, over to you.
I think I know what it is, Chuck, but I'm going to take a chance.
Okay.
With the number 1 tile.
S and an R.
I'll take that S, Chuck.
1,000.
Salute.
Salute is it. That's right. Oh, yeah. Didn't give you a chance to get back in, Anna. We have some nice party gifts for you, plus your $500 that you got. Thanks for playing the game.
Thanks.
Good luck here in town.
Bye-bye.
Come on down, Ross. Ross has $500 for the game. Another $500 bonus, I guess. Yes? Yes, well now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, $1,000. There you go. We're going to play Scrabble Sprint. We'll be right back. Come on over.
Try our new double fudge.
Oh, I can't eat chocolate. I can't. It looks so rich. I can't. So creamy. I can't. So simple. I can't. I really can't.
It's from Weight Watchers.
Oh, yes, I can.
Introducing Weight Watchers double fudge with double delicious chocolate taste.
Oh, it's so chocolatey, so smooth. And it's from Weight Watchers. So it says, yes, I can.
Try it.
It's chocolate. I can't. Looks yummy. I can't. So rich. I can't. I really can't.
It's from Weight Watchers.
Yes, I can.
Try all of Weight Watchers frozen treats. So delicious you think you can't, but...
Yes, you can.
Lister Mint with fluoride.
How come your mint is Lister Mint?
Aren't your teeth as important as your breath?
Scope and Signal don't have it, but triple freshening Lister Mint has fluoride because healthy teeth are as important as minty breath.
Professional dental technicians use instruments like this to remove denture stains. Effordent's powerful Blue Action formula can help you keep that professional-looking clean. Professional strength Effordent removes even stubborn stains between teeth.
He's rough. She's tough. And together, they're not quite the ordinary couple. Couldn't stay away from me, could you? Days of Our Lives this week.
We're going to play Scrabble Sprint with Ross Higman, who has $2,000. Bob Gunter has 6 wins, $21,500 so far. They're both playing for $1,500. Both play the same 3 words. The best time wins. Bob, go over there. They'll put you in earphones. He won't be able to hear or see anything you and I talk about. Ross, I remind you to begin with, to hit your plunger. That's what stops the clock. There are no stoppers in any of these words. All the letters are good. The clock will start when we pop in the first 2 letters at the bottom of the screen. Choose one of those. The other one goes back into the shuffle. Here we go. First word, 5 letters. You have to take steps to do it.
You have to take steps to do it.
Ready?
Ready.
Go.
G. N. T.
You have to take steps to do it.
Tango.
Yes. Second word, 7 letters. Hot seat.
Hot seat.
Ready?
Ready.
Go.
Z. A. Z.
Hot seat.
C. J. Jacuzzi.
Yes. Third word, 9 letters. Sometimes they're just around the corner.
Sometimes they're just around the corner.
Ready?
Ready.
Go.
G. S. R.
Sometimes they're just around the corner.
N. H. Neighbors.
You got it, 21.7. That's good time. Good time. See what happens. Well, Bob, you're going to have to earn it this time. 21.7 seconds.
All right.
Here we go. First word, 5 letters. You have to take steps to do it.
You have to take steps to do it.
Ready?
Ready.
Go.
G. T.
You have to take steps to do it.
N. Tangle.
Yes. Second word, 7 letters. Hot seat.
Hot seat.
Ready?
Ready.
Go.
U. C.
Hot seat.
Jacuzzi.
You've got it. 11 seconds. Boy, that's good time. 11 seconds left. 9 letters in this next word. Sometimes they're just around the corner.
Sometimes they're just around the corner.
Ready?
Ready.
Go.
G. N. R.
Sometimes they're just around the corner.
B. S. Neighbors.
You've got it with 1.7 seconds. That's good time, Bob. That's a good time. Real good time. Believe me.
Good playing.
Boy, he worked on you. I know you had a great time, Ross. Ross, you're going to lead us with $2,000 in our thanks. Thanks for playing the game. Good Scrabble Sprint round. Bob, 7 wins to your credit. $23,000 later. That's how much you have right now. 3 more times up here, and you'll be going for 40. In the meantime, we're going to try to find another challenger. We'll be right back.
What's that?
Oatmeal. It's good for you.
Well, Ma, if you don't mind, I'd rather have my Rice Krispies.
Oh? They didn't teach you about vitamins in medical school?
Ma.
You were absent when they talked about nourishing foods like good old-fashioned oatmeal.
Mother, Kellogg's Rice Krispies is higher in iron and 8 very nourishing vitamins than your oatmeal.
Well, Mr. Doctor, is that a fact?
Yes. But if you prefer a second opinion...
Snap, crackle, pop, Rice Krispies.
There are 2 ways to close a trash bag. The wimpy way or the cinch sack way from Hefty.
Hefty, hefty, hefty.
Wimpy, wimpy, wimpy. The cinch sack. Now there's one for the yard. Fill it up and it closes up. Reopen it and put in more.
Hefty, hefty, hefty.
Wimpy, wimpy, wimpy. Want a bag that'll close every time? Then don't send a wimpy bag to do a hefty job.
Hefty.
Try the new lawn and leaf cinch sack from Hefty.
These are the hands of an arthritic, hands that know painful stiffness. This is Arthritis Pain Formula from the makers of Anacin, now with new maximum strength caplets that give hours of relief from minor arthritis pain.
I have arthritis, but it doesn't have me.
Beyond this door is a rug so dirty it's a horror show. But we cleaned half of this heavy traffic area with Woolite spray foam to get out deep, ground-in dirt. Turn a horror show into a rug you're proud to show with Woolite Rug Cleaner.
Nestea introduces new Ice Teasers.
A tease of lemon, a tease of lime, a tease of orange, new Ice Teaser.
The only iced tea mix teasing with real fruit juice, pleasing with 6 calories.
A real tasty, tingly, good time.
Nestea Ice Teasers with NutraSweet.
Really kicking. You're doing great. Thank you. $23,000, 7 wins under his belt. Right now, he's going to meet one of these 2 folks. Charlie?
She's a housewife. He's a lawyer. From Bakersfield, California, Evelyn Thorpe. And originally from Troy, New York, Mike Pincher.
All right. Nice to have you both with us today. How are you, Evelyn?
Hi, Chuck.
Tell me about yourself, Evelyn.
I'm a housewife. I have 3 daughters, Christina, Denise, and Jody. I love to gourmet cook, and I'm into all sorts of crafts.
Well, how nice.
Thank you.
Nice to have you on the show today.
Thank you. It's nice to be here.
Hi, Mike.
Hello, Chuck. How are you?
Well, fairly cloudy with a slight chance of rain here, but no dry. You're a dancer? What kind of dancer are you, Mike?
Well, specifically, Chuck, I'm a belly dancer.
I beg your pardon?
Perform in nightclubs, and what I do is I have a T-shirt. I cut it up to about my ribs, and then I paint my stomach in ocean blue, then paint a ship on it, and start rolling a little bit. And people who enjoy it a lot. Others get seasick, but that's
well, you know, it seems like if you painted a ship on there, you'd have a hole in it if you placed it just right.
Well, I haven't sunk yet, Chuck. That's all I can tell you.
I guess you can't demonstrate this for us or anything like that, can you?
Well, I can only give you a little scanty demonstration compared to what I do, but basically, you go up like that. You act a lot longer in the nightclub.
That's a lot longer, huh? Yeah. Maybe the most disgusting single act I've ever seen, Mike.
Thanks, Chuck.
But it does last a lot longer in the club for you folks. That's right. Who gets me into these things? I want to know. As I see all 5 of you. Good. Okay. Who wants to toss back?
I did, Chuck.
It would be you, Mike. Okay.
Why not, I think?
Building on the letter O. 8 letters in the word. The clue is, he has a lot of slow days. Well, not today. He has a lot of slow days, Mike.
I don't have a guess on this one, Chuck.
Okay,
I'll take 2 tiles. I'll take number 3 and number 7.
Have an R and an O.
Oh, let's try the R, Chuck.
He has a lot of slow days.
Still no guess. I'll take the O.
He has a lot of slow days, I guess.
I still can't figure it out, so
Okay.
take 2 more tiles. Tile number 4 and tile number 8.
I and an S.
I'll take the S, Chuck.
Okay. He has a lot of slow days. Oh, I got this one, I think.
I still don't. I'll take the I.
He has a lot of slow days, Mike.
Tortoise.
Tortoise, that's right, yeah. One down. Okay, Evelyn, let's go to the board with you. Building on the letter S in tortoise, Evelyn. There's 6 letters in this word, and the clue is they're often found in China. They're often found in China.
They're often found in China. I don't have any idea.
I think I know this one. I'm not sure.
Okay, I'll start off with tile number 8. And how about tile number 4, please?
A and an N.
I'll take the N, please.
No, stopper. I didn't know it. That's not what I figured. Okay, Mike. They're often found in China.
Still don't have a guess on this one, Chuck. I'll have to take another tile. Let's try tile number 5.
A and a C.
I'll take the A.
They're often found in China.
I think I'll take the C, Chuck. I'll have to take a guess at it. Cracks.
Cracks, exactly right, yes. 2 to zip. I thought it was Chinese. I didn't count all the letters, but that's the first thing that came to mind. Did that come to your mind, Evelyn?
No. I just didn't know what it was.
Sometimes I stand alone, and it's bets that I do. Okay, Evelyn, building on the letter C and cracks, 8 letters in the word. The clue is people sometimes rap with them. People sometimes rap with them.
Okay, I still have no idea on this word, so how about tile number 5 and tile number 3 for my 3 girls.
And an H.
Can I have the clue again, please?
Yes, some people sometimes rap with them.
I'll take the H, please.
No, stopper. That may work to your advantage, Mike.
I don't have a guess, Chuck. I'll have to take another tile.
Okay.
I'll take tile number 8.
S and a K.
I'll take the S, Chuck.
People sometimes rap with them, Mike.
Still no guess. I'll have to take the K.
$500 if you can tell me what it is right now, and the game. People sometimes rap with them.
No, I still don't have a guess, Chuck. I'll take 2 more tiles. Tile number 6 and tile number 9.
U and a W.
How interesting. Okay, I'll take the U.
I agree with you, by the way. $500. People sometimes rap with them.
I still don't have a guess.
500.
Knuckles.
Knuckles, you got it. That's the game. Boy, you were hoping, I could see Evelyn's face. She knew what that was. And I thought he was going to pass it up to you. I thought he was going to go for the W, which would have been a stopper, obviously. Have some nice parting gifts for you, Evelyn. Thanks for playing the game.
Thank you.
Come on down, Mike. Mike got 500 for the game. Luckily slipped that other 500 in. 1, 2, 3, 4, $500. We're going to play Scrabble, Sprint, fix Mike's tie, and everything. We'll be right back. Stay with us. Come on over, Mike.
Enjoy extra sugar-free gum.
Get extra flavor, extra fun, get extra sugar-free gum.
Extra, the only leading sugar-free gum with NutraSweet, gives you extra refreshing flavor that lasts an extra, extra, extra long time.
Extra flavor for that extra long ride. Extra flavor for that extra long ride. When you chew it extra, the extra fresh flavor lasts an extra, extra, extra long time.
Extra lasts extra long.
Why do I use Clorox bleach instead of bargain bleaches? It's better. Better quality. Look, Clorox filters out impurities most bargain bleaches leave in.
Only Clorox did something about splashing with its unique splash guard spout. No bargain bleach has it.
And Clorox gives you a choice, regular or fresh scent. Better quality.
Splash guard spout.
Regular or fresh scent. Make Clorox the better bleach.
Chances are, when you think the bargain bag has made it, it's still got a long way to go. Why take chances with anything less? Glad trash bags have 3 plies of super elastic stress flex plastic to stand up to life's little tumbles. Why take chances? Get Glad. Now you can win $1 million from Glad. Look for details on specially marked Glad products.
Only one diarrhea treatment is recommended most by doctors and pharmacists. It relieves uncomfortable diarrhea within 24 hours. It's Kaopectate, the diarrhea specialist. Regular, concentrate, tablet formula.
Darn bugs, I'm all red and itchy.
Apply new Cordate here. Redness starts to disappear.
Detergents make my hands red and itchy.
Apply new Cordate here. Redness starts to disappear. New Cordate with aloe takes the redness out of rashes.
And now back to Scrabble and Chuck Woolery.
Thank you, Charlie. Mike Pincher has $1,000. Bob Gunter has 7 wins, $23,000. Both playing for $1,500. Play the same 3 words, and the best time wins. Bob, you go over there. It's his 7th run over there.
I'm
put him in
well
earphones. He can't hear anything you and I are talking about. Can't see us either. So I'll remind you to hit your plunger. That's what stops the clock. No stoppers in any of these words. All the letters are good. Clock starts when we pop in the first 2 letters at the bottom of the screen. Choose one. The other one goes back into the shuffle.
Shoot.
First word, 6 letters. Some people run for it. Some people run for it. Ready?
Yes.
Go.
F. Office.
You got it. Second word, 7 letters. They spout off. Ready?
Yes.
Go.
G. R. E.
They spout off.
Geysers.
You got it. 6.2 seconds. Third word, 8 letters. An important day.
An important day.
Ready?
Yes.
Go.
N. M. G.
An important day.
D. U. J.
An important day.
Judgment.
You got it. 17.3 seconds. Boy, that's a great time, Max. Good night. Good time. Okay, Bob. Well, here you go again. These aren't easy. First 20,000 was a snap compared to these. 17.3 seconds. First word, 6 letters. Some people run for it.
Some people run for it.
Ready?
Ready.
Go.
Office.
You got it. Second word, 7 letters. They spout off.
They spout off.
Ready?
Ready.
Go.
G. R. Geysers.
You've got that one. 13.1 seconds left. A lot of time. 8 letters in the word. An important day.
An important day.
Ready?
Ready.
Go.
N. D. T.
An important day.
M. Judgment.
You've got it. 5.1 seconds left. Gee, me, what a time, Bob. Holy cow. Great time, Bob. Oh. Great time. I'm trying to deduct it in my head. Who's got the time over there? About 12 seconds? 12-2. That's a great time. Mike, you had a wonderful time as well.
Thank you, Chuck.
Yeah, $1,000 to you and our thanks. In the meantime, we're going to take a break and try to find another challenger for Bob. 8 wins in a row. Gee, man. 24-5, Bob.
We pulled the wool over Mrs. Johnson's eyes.
What's this?
Feel.
This pink side's much softer, fresher.
Brand W cleans. New Delicare cleans better, softer, fresher.
I'm switching to Delicare.
Cleaner, softer, fresher care. New Delicare.
Guess what thousands of doctors are recommending for women who need extra calcium? Tums. Surprised? It's true. Tums isn't just a great antacid. It's also rich in calcium.
Now, perfect polished nails in seconds. Lee press-on nails in fashion colors. Press-on color, no messy polish. Press-on color, no drying time. Press-on color, no chipping ever. Lee press-on nails in fashion colors. Everything you need for longer, polished nails. Lee Superstick tabs and 20 Lee press-on nails in a variety of sizes. Available in a rainbow array of today's popular colors. So press on. Lee press-on nails now in fashion colors.
You probably can't remember anything. No. You just go in a daze, just kind of lock in and focus on what's happening. Just kind of blank my mind. Boy, that's great. I tell you what, we have two new players, and Charlie's going to introduce them right now.
She's an entertainer. He does voiceovers. Originally from Mount Summit, Indiana, Debbie Shively. And originally from Fort Worth, Texas, Anson Farrar.
All right. Says if you're, Debbie, says you're corny.
Well,
What are
where
you
I grew up
plumbing?
in Indiana, Chuck, we have 4-H, and every year we have a 4-H fair.
Sure.
Well, everybody vies for the 4-H corn queen. Well, I didn't make queen. I was only a runner-up, so I was in the corn court.
Oh, that's kind of nice. Yeah. I'm from Kentucky. I know about stuff like
Yeah.
that. Sure. We have tobacco queens down there. They cough a lot, but they're cute. How are you, Anson?
Fine, doing good. How are you?
Good. You witnessed an unusual wedding, it says here.
Well, yes, it was a topless wedding. The bride insisted on being topless.
Are you serious?
My father's a minister, and she was an exotic dancer, and she asked him to perform the ceremony. She wanted to be topless, and he likes challenges.
Yeah. Did you make that up? Don't you?
No, that's the truth.
Where are you from, Anson?
Fort Worth, Texas.
Well, okay.
You know.
Everybody in Fort Worth's going to be real upset now. Don't be. Who won the toss?
I did, Chuck.
Okay, let's go to the board. Building on the letter E, 8 letters in the word. The clue is, they make a little water go a long way. They make a little water go a long way. A topless wedding.
Okay, well, I'm going to put that out of my mind and take a 10 and a 6, please.
R and an A.
I'll take the R, please, Chuck.
$500. They make a little water go a long way.
I'm going to have to take the A.
They make a little water go a long way.
I still have no idea. Let's take the 7 and the 3, please.
K and an E.
Let's try the E.
One already swung. That one's stopper. Anson, over to you.
Yes, well, I have no idea either. I'll take the 2.
K and an S.
I'll take the S, please.
Make a little water go a long way, they do.
I don't see it. I'm going to have to take the K.
Stopper, over to you, Debbie. All kinds of sound effects. Woo.
That's pretty, too. I'll take the 8 and the 9, please.
F and an I.
I'll take the I, please.
They make a little water go a long way.
Boy, am I dumb. I'll take the F. I'll guess.
Tell me.
Giraffe?
Yes, that's it, sure. Boy, I had a hard time getting that one, too. I did indeed. Is that it? That's all we got time for? 15 seconds, and that's it? Well, in the meantime, I'll wish Debbie and Anson a good night, or a good day and a good night. We'll see you here tomorrow. You'll play with us, okay?
Great.
In the meantime, thanks for coming to play Scrabble with us. I'll see you here tomorrow, and we'll all play again. Bye-bye, everybody.
Some members of our studio audience and some departing contestants will receive Grainger's designer window treatments, colorful vertical blinds, and fashion pleat shades to match any decor. Adds fashion and beauty to your windows, furnished by Graver Industries. Plus, Lee press-on nails, full nails with super stick tabs for long, perfect nails in seconds. Lee press-on nails. And gift certificates for Kentucky Fried Chicken and fresh buttermilk biscuits. You've got a right to chicken done right. At Kentucky Fried Chicken, we do chicken right. Plus Eskimo Pie, rich creamy ice cream bars covered with special thick dark chocolate. Eskimo Pie, a family favorite for more than 65 years. And White Rain shampoo and conditioner contain the same key ingredients as the high-price brands, without the high price. White Rain. Plus Sunlight automatic dishwasher detergent. It cleans tough, stuck-on food easily. For your automatic dishwasher, use Sunlight. It stands up to dishes that sit. And introducing Pond's Cold Cream Pump. Now remove dirt and makeup at the touch of a finger. No soap does what Pond's does beautifully. Chuck Woolery's wardrobe, furnished by Pierre Cardin. Scrabble, starring Chuck Woolery, is produced in association with Exposure Unlimited. This program is based on the Scrabble brand crossword game.
You'll stay up to the minute with the news when you stay with News Watch 17 updates. The next one at 12:28. People's Court comes up now on WJKS.
The news is out. I like it. 3 strong men.
What's your name? Call me Ray.
Just who I was looking for. Who want to heat up your Friday night.
What are you saying?
I'm saying Stingray follows Miami Vice.
Why, it would be an honor and a privilege. Believe me, he's no chump. You're on.
A winning combination. Friday.
She's predicted major events and happenings in the National Enquirer. Now, psychic Mickey Dane predicts for you. Your daily personalized horoscope in one simple phone call. Love, money, family matters, job changes. Call. Get the answers now. Mickey Dane knows. Is there a special someone? Will your dreams come true? What kind of day will this be? Your personalized horoscope. Call now.
Bad weather contributes to accidents.
but the carelessness of other drivers causes a lot more. If you're injured in an automobile accident, right now, find out about your legal rights at no cost or obligation.
Call Robert Lipsky to learn if you may be due dollar compensation from any type of accident resulting in injuries or wrongful death. Dial 355-0220 for your free phone consultation.
Mohawk, America's #1 carpet, has just become more popular. Mohawk carpet, now at Tim Hogan's Dalton, Georgia Carpet Outlet and at Tim Hogan Outlet prices. We've made special purchases just for you. An incredible value for only $12.99 a square yard installed. That's Mohawk carpet installed at $12.99. But here's the best part. Buy your carpet today and there's no payment, nothing till February 1st. Only at Tim Hogan's Carpet Outlet.
Tim Hogan's the way to buy carpet.
Sanford & Son, tonight on WJKS.
This is the plaintiff, Peter Boscovich, and his mother, Emily. He claims the defendant failed to install a new transmission in the 1963 Volkswagen Bug he purchased from him. He's suing for $1,500, the major portion he paid for the unsafe vehicle. This is the defendant, Mario Amalfitano, his mother, Rosaria, and his father, Isidore. He says his offer of a replacement transmission was refused by the plaintiff, so as far as he's concerned, he's lived up to his part of the deal. He's accused of backing